Swimming World with Associate Head Coach Harvey Humphreys from the University of Georgia. Harvey, you just had a terrific group of distance swimmers at Georgia over the years. Talk a little bit about that lineage and especially some nice things that are going on the last couple of years here.
Well, I'll tell you, Mike, it really starts with a bunch of kids that really don't care who gets the credit. They all want to work really, really hard. And I just feel like I've been really lucky to be around guys and girls that they're just the kind of people that I admire. And it's easy to coach people when you admire them, I'll tell you.
Well, you've got Andrew Gemmell now, yes? And,
absolutely.
And you've got Martin, who still, despite yesterday's misfortune, is a very competitive athlete.
Yep.
What kind of training do you put them through to bring them to this level?
You know, it's nothing really special or anything. If I had to say it's modeled after anybody, you know, Jack was actually a pretty solid distance coach working with Coach Dick Schulberg. And so I've taken some things that I've learned from Jack, who's learned them from Coach Schulberg. And John Urbanchek is a tremendous role model of mine. And when I first got into coaching, there was a whole lot of talks that he gave about what he did, and I'd have to say a lot of the things I do are pretty close to some things I've learned from those guys. And then I can't not talk about Buddy Bart. And Buddy was a great coach for over 50 years now. He still comes down and spends time with me, and we talk swimming all the time. And he was fortunate enough to be a world record holder at one time, and also to have coached a guy that was #1 in the world. So, you know, I don't know if Buddy's online, but I can't thank him enough either, because he's been with me and we've had a lot of dinners together.
Well, you mentioned the name Dick Schulberg, which brings to mind high volume. Do you have a high volume program there going down in Athens?
I don't know that I'd call it as high volume as some people, but I've had a lot of guys come in that were higher volume. Robert Margalis was one, Troyden Prinsloo was one, and I've even had Brittany McLean's come from a little bit of higher volume maybe than what we've done, and Wendy Trott. But anytime I've asked them to look at what we were doing, and you know, they've asked me after a few weeks, can I do more? I say, give me about 3 weeks, and if you want to do more, then we'll do more. And after 3 weeks, no one's ever asked to do more. So we sit at a pretty good spot. I think it pushes them and challenges them, but they're able to recover from it.
Talk about what you do for weights for your distance swimmers.
I really turn them over to our strength and conditioning coach, and personally, I feel that they're at their best when they're working on some things that we can't do in the pool for speed and quickness and strength.
And what kind of taper in terms of time period do your distance guys go through, say for this meet?
Well, it depends on what you call a taper. If it's doing a little bit less than what we did the week before, we probably start that about 4 or 5 weeks out. But they really can't tell much difference until about 2 weeks out.
So they come down a little bit for SECs, and then do they go back up and then come down for this meet?
It depends if we feel like they've got cuts or not. And there's some people that we feel like might need to step it up to make the meet, and they're going to come down a little bit more. And then the ones that already we feel like they swam fast enough to make the meet, then those guys are going to come in with quite a lot less rest than that first group.
Tell me about tomorrow. You're hopeful for your 1650 swimmers?
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you what, if there's nothing more fun than having a bunch of guys do the mile, girls or guys, on the last day and get to spend the day at the pool watching them do what they do best. And I'm proud of every single one of them for being here. I'm proud of everything that they've done, and I'm real excited about what they can do.